That was our resident alien we had there. He was in every episode that they required an alien. Gita Santana. And it was great to go out and have lunch with him. He'd sit there with his eyes, and they're talking about his agent or 10% or whatever. This is a fantastic opening. Really grabs you. This, incidentally, is one of my, I think, very close to the favorite episode, Subsmash. I really enjoyed this. It was very, very hard work. I'll show you when we get to the set. There are the girls. Those guys used to always say they were going down laundry chutes, jumping down there. Fantastic opening. Boy, when Derek Meddings blew anything up, there was no half measures, man. He really eliminated it. Fantastic effects. That's Gary Myers. He was the Cadbury milk tray guy. Australian.
Some evidence of Buford.
Nice guy, very athletic.
Must be that UFO that came in a month ago under a radar blind spot.
And if it stayed underwater, it would escape deterioration in the Earth's atmosphere.
They could even have slipped in a special underwater craft in component sections.
Possibly. They seem to have perfected life maintenance in a liquid environment.
Right. So what do we do next?
A detailed search of the entire area. I'll go myself.
In skydiver?
What else?
Well, wouldn't you rather I took over?
Oh, that. Well, the dictionary defines it as a morbid dread of confined spaces. Skydiver's not all that small.
And you're not always morbid.
Exactly.
Get me Skydiver's positional chart.
Yes, sir.
It's in the South Atlantic area.
That's wonderful, George Sewell. And I think he and I played together very well because our timings were very different. He had that quick London way of speaking, and I had a slower kind of American delivery, which we always seemed to complement each other. And the scenes together were a lot of exposition, really. They always seemed to make sense. He was a joy to work with, too. Still around, still working.
Switch to sea skim. Pull ahead, folks.
Dear Alan Fennell, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. Brilliant guy.
Right. I'm needed below, sir. My cabin is at your disposal.
Thank you, Captain.
That's right. He was the captain of the ship, Gary was. Gary.
Yes, sir.
There's Anthony Chin. I worked with him several times in various things. Wonderful Asian actor.
Do you think we'll find anything?
Well, it's hard to say. But the more I think about it, the more the theory stands up. Well, we know they've taken people from houses in broad daylight.
You mean it'd be a lot easier mid-ocean?
Right.
It's a big place to play cat and mouse.
Yes, but we'll just have to make sure that our claws are well sharpened.
How do you mean?
Well, we're trying to find them. Let's hope that the aliens don't think that we're the mouse.
He was very good, Michael. He could make a gesture speak volumes.
Sir.
I want a constant radar sweep and
The lovely Dolores. At home on Moonbase or in Skydiver.
Straker.
We're making the first sweep on the surface.
Now we'll be going under for a submerged circuit.
Right.
Carry on, Captain.
Let's make the most of the fresh air.
Starting vector search.
Now that's Paul Maxwell, a very close friend of mine, personal friend. He died a couple of years ago.
Increasing sweep on 14 degrees port.
But Paul and I were always up for the same parts. We came into competition many times. We lost track of who had the most hits, but we were always coming up against each other.
Maintain the watch, Colonel. I'm going below.
Right.
Yes, now the essence of this episode was because I suffer from claustrophobia personally, and Dolores suffers quite a bit from claustrophobia. So
I asked if you had ever used the
somebody had the
escape
bright
hatch.
idea it would be to use this phobia in a script in some way.
You want to talk to about those?
Oh, never mind. Just familiarizing myself with the ship.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, Nina?
Fine, sir.
What is it?
Large shoal of fish. Sonar is our best bet.
Well, you're the expert.
That was one of the things that I liked about the series was that, like Dolores could be on Skydiver one episode, and then she could be up at Moonbase on another, and at Shadow Central Control in another episode. There was a kind of fluidity. You didn't see one person in one job constantly. There are a few characters like Ford, but most of them, they kind of moved around. I found that interesting.
Sonar echo increasing.
What do you make of it, Lieutenant?
Metallic object. I'm moving quite fast. 60 knots.
How far?
2,000 yards increasing.
Get below, Colonel. I'm taking you down. Dive! Dive! Dive!
Michael Billington, Colonel Foster, he was also, the actor, was very into physical fitness and training and did a lot of exercising, weightlifting, running. I don't think that they use those abilities that he had here in the series enough.
Altering course. Veering to starboard.
I think this is one of Dolores' best episodes.
starboard. 8 degrees starboard, sir.
I mean, it gave her a real chance. Now, I absolutely believe that she was looking at those monitors and getting information out of it. You see, it's maybe she was looking forward to the terrible crawl she had to go through the pipes. But I thought this was the best episode for her in the series.
Rock formations. We've lost it.
See, now I believed her intensely. The rest of us were just wondering what we're going to have for lunch, but somehow or other Dolores conveyed that menace, curiosity, which is not an easy thing to do.
Anything?
These rocks don't help.
Lieutenant Chin.
Main system still operating. Right surface, float tanks 1 and 2. Blowing 1 and 2.
Looks bad.
Let's get him down below.
Easy. Malfunction on 1. Keep trying those tanks. Hold it! Shut down ballast.
Now, you see, for the rest of the episode, we're all at 45 degrees angles, and they built the set like that. And I'm telling you, it was murder to work on. It was like walking in those houses in the fun fair, you know, that are off at an angle. You just, you can't walk, you can't do anything. But you're all working at a, it was at least 45 degrees off the perpendicular. You felt drunk as soon as you walked on it. It was really very difficult filming this.
It's heading away, toward the surface.
Can we launch Sky 1?
We can try it.
All right, Paul.
Now, this is something I don't understand, this sequence coming up here. But he's the captain of the ship. And he's exiting screen left. I thought there was some law of the sea that the captain was the last guy to go or something. But
10 degrees.
I always had a question mark about this.
It's enough. Launch Sky 1.
Lift off.
Roger.
See you later, guys. I'm out of here.
Sky 1 airborne, sir.
Sky 1 to control. Target destroyed. Sky 1 to control. Come in, Skydiver.
Contact lost, sir.
We're going down. Turbine's non-functional.
Shut down the reactor.
Yes, sir.
Prepare to switch to emergency power.
We're still going down.
Emergency power. Crash positions.
Sky 1 to shadow control. Overflying last known position. Still no radio contact. Wreckage apparent. Redocking negative.
Roger, Sky 1. Proceed to nearest Shadow Base. Starting sub-smash procedure.
Roger.
Yes, now we're working at the old 45-degree set.
Done. Market board's released, sir.
Good.
What about the power?
Well, we're not getting a warning alarm from the reactor, so the radiation shield must be okay.
Well, that's something. At least we're not going to die from radiation exposure.
Right. Well, by now, Sky 1 will have reported our position, so a rescue team will be on its way. Now, we all know the standing orders regarding the sub-smash, so if we just follow them, we'll be all right. So let's get to it. Colonel Foster, the air systems and electrics.
Sir.
Lieutenant Lewis,
Sir?
check the ballast tanks, and also the escape hatches.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Barry, let's see what shape our communications are in.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling, Chin?
I'll be all right, sir.
Good, good. We're gonna need you. Listen, do you feel up to going to stern with me and checking the turbines?
Yes, sir.
Good. You know, we may get this old tub off the shelf before the rescue team gets here.
Yes, sir.
Albatross 2-5 to Shadow Control. We have positive area location on Skydiver beacon. Homing on signal now.
Roger, Albatross.
Another 50 minutes. What do you think?
No way of telling, sir. Sub-smashers are always difficult.
That pilot, Burnell Tucker,
Check things out in the cabin.
is a colleague of mine. I've worked with him many times. We did a lot of radio plays together.
Oh, sir.
He's still around, still working. Always nice. These guys I didn't know at all. I'd never met them.
What do you think their chances are?
Hard to say. By the time we get there, it could be sitting on the surface, waiting for us.
That's not likely, is it? Wreckage.
Till we get there, sir. It's anyone's guess.
Nearly through here, Commander.
Straker actually got dirty in this one. It's very unusual for...
How are things astern?
Not good. One turbine completely blown, and there's some damage to the reactor cooling plant.
Well, that means we can forget the main power supply.
How long will the emergency storage batteries last, Chin?
The meters register 8 hours, and we can't recharge without the reactor.
How about the air supply, Paul?
Well, it's impossible to be accurate, but I estimate there's enough air for 8 hours. About the same as the batteries.
What's the story on our communications, Lieutenant?
Main radio knocked out, sonar and radar working. The hydrophone on the marker buoy is active, but the power is weak.
Lieutenant Lewis. I hope you got some good news for us on those escape hatches.
Well, there's only one of them operational, sir, number 3 hatch. And that's got trouble.
Well, it's working, but the systems check indicates damage. In addition, there's something wrong with the pumps. I reckon it'll take upwards of...
Paul was a regular Anderson actor. We had been together in Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons, and I think he was in Thunderbirds or one of the previous series that Jerry did.
Like number 3. See what you can do about fixing up those pumps. And double check on those hatches.
Yes, sir.
Paul, I'll be in the captain's cabin.
That scar on my lip. I got that in the Army when I was talking when I should have been listening. Sometimes it's a very fatal error. I never notice it much in the series, except in that shot.
Can you get any more speed out of this thing?
Not without blowing our engines to pieces. You know Commander Straker pretty well, don't you?
Yes. Pretty well.
Well, Paul?
We've checked it again, sir. It looks pretty bad.
Well, we'll have to start making for the surface. Now, we've got to phase this pretty carefully. We're working with very little air and practically no time.
I'm a bit worried about the outer door on 3. There's indication of severe damage.
What about the pumps?
Well, still no improvement. With the reactor...
Mike was a very good actor, and he looked good, and he looked after himself. He came within a hair's breadth of becoming James Bond. I think he was screen tested several times for the part. I think he would have been very good had he been cast in that part.
Don't worry, Nina. We'll get out all right.
You've been in this situation before, haven't you?
Yeah, it was a big boat. Full crew, 69 men trapped on the bottom, but we all got out. And we will this time, too.
He was a fine actor, Paul. Did a lot of major parts in Hollywood before he came here and settled in England. Really a very nice actor and a nice guy.
Let's go over the situation.
I love that position. It was so comfortable. Just rest your back.
Still working, but its pumps are damaged, as well as its outside door. But there is another emergency escape route through the crash dive flood tube. But once its covers are blown, it can't be drained unless Skydiver surfaces. So that means that we can only use it once.
That tube is pretty narrow, sir. It's some crawl.
Yes, I know that, Lieutenant, but it means that 2 of us will get out immediately. Now, that will leave 3 of us down here.
But if it takes 90 minutes to empty the hatch each time, we can all be out of here in 4.5 hours. Now, are there any questions?
You said 4.5 hours, Commander, but at best the air can last only...
You're forgetting one thing, Lieutenant. The fewer people there are down here, the longer the air will last.
Have you decided on an order of escape, sir?
Yes, I have. Lieutenant Barry, you will use the crash dive tube.
Yes, sir.
Lewis?
Sir?
You'll have first crack at the escape hatch.
But, sir...
That's an order. Lieutenant Chin will follow you in the escape hatch. And then Colonel Foster. All right, let's get to it. Anina.
Oh, get over there.
The crash dive tube is the safest way out, but it won't be easy. When we throw the control and the water comes in, it'll hit you like a sledgehammer.
Yes, sir, I know. I used it once during training.
Good, good. It'll only last for a second, then you'll be okay.
I'll manage.
Right, well, the sooner you get out of here, the more air it'll be for the rest of us.
Now that was quite a thing for Straker to reach out his hand there and actually physically touch somebody, especially a woman, a member of the opposite sex, so...
She's 5 hours away. We're on our own.
Well, there's only a slight swell. We'll be able to handle it.
All set.
Good. Synchronized watches. 15:50.
Check.
Check.
Now, we'll blow the hatch in 5 minutes, Lieutenant. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. See you topside.
Oh, that poor girl, I think she had about a whole day or 2/3 of a day in that bloody tube. She really worked hard on that.
Right, Lewis.
Yes, sir. Well, I hope you make it.
We will, Lieutenant. Flood 3.
Yes, now they would just shoot this as if they were shooting through an aquarium of colored water. I don't think Paul got wet at all on the shooting of this, but it's sure the way they cut it together, it looks fantastic.
Hatch flooded, sir. Check. Negative. Must be jammed.
I mean, you actually feel a sense of relief when he gets that damn thing open and out, you know.
Nina should be in position now. Prepare to detonate in 20 seconds.
Yes, now there's the watch that I wore in every episode. And I was very pleased and honored that at the end of the series, the producers, Jerry, Sylvia, and Reg, they gave me the watch suitably engraved on the back. And I'm pleased to be able to say that I've worn it every day on my left wrist since then. And it's been one of my prized possessions. I always feel uneasy when I see that sequence because I remember how much personal discomfort and sheer agony that Dolores went through at that time. She was a real trooper.
Sure, Chin. How's the head?
Well, I'll be fine when I get up to the surface.
Sure. Hey, just hang on, Chin. Rescue team will be here in no time.
Yes, sir.
That's a second touch in one episode for Straker. That was quite a commitment.
He won't last 10 minutes in the water without help. Try and rest, Chin. We'll be out in 1 hour. Straker.
Ed, it's me.
Alec. Thank God.
We've got Lewis.
What did you say?
I said we've got Lewis. He's quite safe. He's explained the situation. Now look, Ed, just hang on.
Alec, have you got Nina?
Nina? No.
She went out right after Lewis.
Well, don't worry. We'll get her. We'll find her. Look, Ed.
You've got to conserve your air supply. Now just rest and stay as quiet as possible.
The divers are coming down now.
They'll get you up.
Alec. Power's failing.
I'll check the escape pumps.
They're slowing down.
Help me. Straker. Someone.
know.
That's right. Relax, Lieutenant. Relax.
Stop him, Paul! Whoever get that equipment! Let it stay moving! Get him, Paul!
I mean, on several occasions in various episodes when there have been physical violence and Colonel Foster's been there, Straker's always moved to the background and said, "Hey, Paul, take care of this." It's a wonderful relationship.
He's out of it.
Oh, poor old Dolores. She's earning her wages in that one.
You know, death's never worried me before. Right now, I'm scared.
You're getting older.
How do you mean?
The older you get, the more precious life becomes. You become aware of what life is. All right.
Commander.
Get moving.
But, sir.
Colonel Foster, get off this boat.
That was my line.
Commander.
You're breathing my oxygen.
That was my line. I like that Straker's line. Colonel Foster, get off this boat. You're breathing my oxygen. God, he moved like a cat, Michael. He was very, very agile.
In you go.
I mean, the whole artwork, the whole lighting in this episode, like when they opened the door and that little bit of water come out. I mean, who would take the trouble to do that? If you did 3 or 4 takes, you had to keep cleaning up the puddle. But on this episode, the attention to detail was, you know, as claustrophobic and as tight as the script itself. I think poor Dolores was tense 2 or 3 days even before she got into that tube. Now, Straker, you see, he thinks he's alone. When I started to play Straker, I made a promise to myself that I would try to if I was ever in a dangerous situation, I would try to act as if I didn't know the end of the script. And I really had to work at it with this one, because, I mean, the guy really thinks this is it.
The pumps must have packed up completely.
It's hopeless.
You'll have to go down there again. And get me a suit, will you?
Sir. What you gonna do?
I don't know. But we're gonna get him out of there somehow.
Of course, these are clips from previous shows with the death of Straker's son, the birth of his son, his ex-wife, and
Mary.
I never want to see you again.
the lovely Suzanne Neve. We did Confetti Check, I think, first, and the relationship worked so well that they brought her back for Question of Priorities. I didn't see a great deal of her. I think she gave up the business afterward. Not after this, but soon after. I had worked with her first in the very prestigious BBC production of Portrait of a Lady, where she was a star with Richard Chamberlain. And so it was a pleasure to work with her again here in UFO, although the episodes were very painful.
It's okay. It's okay.
We're sending them down now.
Right. And send down some more lights.
Right.
Now Michael showing a little hairy chest there. Come on. You got it, you flaunt it. Now this is interesting, this sequence here.
Emergency power failing. Commend captain and crew
Now he's writing in the log.
for Dr. Schroeder, subject myself.
And I wanted to add a few lines from the burial service at sea, which I thought was very interesting, because here's a guy who's so of this world, and at the moment of death he writes in something like, but they didn't want it, there was a big controversy about it, but they did let me do a kind of voiceover, which comes up in a minute, which the other guys tried to drown with music, but I think it just exists if you listen.
If it had to be anyone, I'm glad you're here. I mean, I'm glad. It's you.
This is it.
Commit ourselves to the deep, to be turned into corruption, waiting for the day of resurrection, when the sea shall give up her dead.
It was just in there. Just in. But I don't know, as more disheveled and bloody those characters are, the more sympathy I felt with them.
I don't believe it.
So that's the way it happened.
You mean to say you just blew us out of the water?
Well, what else could we do? Holden came up with the idea.
And with Skydiver off the ledge, the divers got in through the missile tubes.
And that's the way it happened.
I'm afraid the visitors will have to leave now. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No smoking.
Well,
Only Michael could wear that costume. I had one like it, but I just look ridiculous in it.
Well, Nina, we were pretty close down there.
Yes. If there was anything I said which, well...
Or didn't say? That's what life's all about, I guess. The things we never say.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Well, they're kicking me out of here this afternoon. I better go and pack my toothbrush.
Well, this is Ed Bishop speaking, and I certainly have enjoyed this trip down memory lane to a project we did, 35 years ago. Seeing faces that I've half forgotten, situations, and really happy times. A lot of hard work, but we really did enjoy our work on UFO, and I hope you're enjoying this DVD release. A new release on Life.
Thank you.